Well, I'm sure you all know by now is, Federal Reserve to the rescue. Yep, you just will pay for the bailout. Cost you more than inflation. You know, I kind of heard something there that the FDIC, their bankroll is like 123 million. 123 million. No, I could have that wrong. It could be billion. I think it's 123 billion. That sounds more like it. Anyhow, you got roughly 19 trillion in deposits in this country. You tell me how 123 billion will cover that. Once the fund's done, it's done. That's why the Federal Reserve has to step in because, well, they'd have to bail out the FDIC, wouldn't they? You know, people, when the shit really hits the fan, you know how everybody says, oh, get out of debt, get out of debt. When the shit really hits the fan, and let's say we're actually at war, and they're drafting men and women, kids basically, and they're sending all these kids over there to wherever, and they're sending tanks and aircraft and all this stuff. We're using a whole bunch of resources over there, wherever there may be. Do you really think that this system here will be able to control what's left of the population here? What I'm getting at is they're going to need people to make more munitions and tanks and the whole 9 yards. They're going to have to hire a whole bunch of people to do this. And they're not going to have that many people out there actually enforcing the law. And the ones they do have enforcing the law, if they become too tyrannical like they're becoming, and the American people say, oh, you know what, I don't care about you and your tyrannical bullshit. And the American people say, no. They don't have enough resources here to stop that from happening because they've diverted their resources across the ocean. And the people that are here, well, a lot of them are going to be cops, law enforcement, be at home trying to protect and take care of their family. By all rights, then they should. Their families come first. So, you know, when they say, oh, we're going to come take your house, the sheriff's department will look around at each other and go, I ain't going out there to take that person's house. Bank will try to hire somebody to come out and take your house or car or whatever. They're going to say, I don't think so. They don't have a death wish. You know, if every Jew would have killed one Nazi, that would have been 6 million Nazis dead at the homeland. They wouldn't have not had enough to enforce their bullshit on the public, especially the Jews. He couldn't have fought a war at home against the Jews and fight battles in another country. Hitler didn't have that kind of power, didn't have that manpower. That's what I'm getting at. We won't have the manpower either. So they'll want to get along with you. And what Bill Gates and the rest of these people don't understand is great and small, rich and poor will take a mark to buy or sell. Well, I'll tell you what. When all hell breaks loose and their stocks go to shit, their bonds go to shit, and next thing you know, Bill Gates and the rest of the world, they're just like you and me. The other thing is, yep, don't buy these fucking cigars. I'll tell you that right now. Sinclair pieces of shit's what they are. Anyways, you don't want to do that. Because the fact of the matter is, you know, people may get pissed off, and all of a sudden, guess what happens? Microsoft's nothing but a big burning hole in the ground because the people decided that we had enough of it. Amazon too. The rest of it, they just burn it down, destroy it. They don't have the stock plummets. They don't have any stock. No money left. No nothing. Who are they now? That's right. Somebody with a mark to buy or sell. Made a deal with the devil. And they got to get right with God, people. You got to get right with God. He's your only hope. He's your salvation. That's what I'm getting at. No matter what this world throws at you, God will take care of you. There's all kinds of stories in the Bible about how God takes care of his people. Don't walk yourself into bondage. Do not allow it to happen to yourself. God will protect you. But God's people went into bondage a few times because of their own stupidity. And God brought them back out. Don't let some little piece of silver, some little piece of gold dictate where your soul goes and who your allegiance lies to. Really about all I got to say about the subject. Matter of fact, like I said, my computer's so fucking slow here, it's unbelievable. I'll make another video here real quick. It ain't gonna be very long. So...